New trading day has come upon us, and I'm back at the charts. Let's go, boys. Um, I just took this kind of indicator that's called key times on TradingView, and it basically just marks out automatically my midnight open, New York open, aka 9:30 open, and 8:30 open, of course. And I just think that that's very good to have because I'm gonna starting to get um bored with manually always drawing them. Um, then there's you can do whatever with this. Well, that's how I use that indicator. And now we got the opening range gap. I could search some type of indicator for my opening range gap as well. So that's probably what I'm going to do real soon. But now I don't have time to do that because market is open. So I'll just quickly, or I'll just go through. I'll go through my analysis for the day, and we'll see what I'm trying to see. So how are we doing right now? We got new day opening gap here. We're trading in it right now. I can for the sake of it I can just do that. But it doesn't really matter. Quadrants of the new day opening gap, whatever. But if you're looking at the daily, we are bearish. We are bearish. I'm kind of interested. Can we close below the new day opening gap? Because if that doesn't happen, we got actually a lot of equal highs up here with ES and with NQ. Let's see what are the ES highs are these ones. Yeah, until Tuesday. So on NQ, a little bit more equal, but that kind of gives me like a bullish ideas. But at the same time, we're heavily bearish, so I'm actually bullish. I try to paint the big picture here. So we got buy side here as well in terms of relative equal highs with that parallel gap and that high. If you're looking at the 1 minute chart, that high isn't that doesn't look that important, but it kind of is because it's the 15-minute gap that is yet to be touched. And if we put on like a large wick on 15-minute candle, filling this new opening range gap and bouncing away from new day opening gap, like from in this area, that could be like a bullish sign. So I'm thinking of longs currently. Well, both NQ and ES swept these highs, so no bearish SMT there. But yeah, definitely currently a little bit more bullish, maybe, but keeping in mind the fact that we have been melting a lot lately, so you never know if you're going to just continue the drop. This is breaker, so we could easily just use this as a breaker and reject lower from there. So yeah, that's the case currently here. Midnight opening and New York Open are very close proximity to where we are currently trading. 8:30 open a lot higher up here, so I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I'm kind of like thinking of both shorts and longs, but measuring the new wake opening gap here. Kind of interesting. We reject around at around that consequent encroachment. But let's see. Now, if I truly wanted to go long, this would have been the trade. So I would be currently in longs if I wanted to take a long here. But honestly speaking, we are high time frame bearish. Yeah, we got some equal highs. Yeah. But I don't see this as convincing enough. Like this isn't enough for me. So I'll get back to you when I get some better ideas for the trading day. Okay. I can't but to think that when I look at this, I see like a market maker buy model where you have your accumulation, manipulation leg, or the sell side of the curve, and then we start moving higher towards the initial consolidation. And on our way there, market is making a lot of flows that then we sweep like this, and I can't but think that this could be this like the thing that we're going to do here. But on the other hand, we are bearish high time frames, so based on that kind of idea, I can't just enter on 1 minute time frame to something. So I definitely need to see more confirmation to my trade idea, and that could be, I don't know. Let's see if market could sweep the low, maybe put on like an SMT, then inverse gap here. I could then take a trade here. Certainly, that could easily happen. And you know, even if market took this high here, market still left these highs here, for example, and like it didn't take these highs, and it's relative equal highs for me. Like we are fairly close to those highs, or market like pushes fairly close to the high here. Never really takes that. Now I push lower. So we'll see what happens. Now this is another one of those days when I would kind of like to take longs in ideal scenario, but if market just ends up melting and I don't just get any trade, then the probable scenario is that I will get some type of retracement long in lunch hour, because that's exactly what happened yesterday. I didn't capture that on video, but yesterday was Tuesday. We had a massive drop for the whole day. And what did I do? I came to the charge back a little bit before the lunch hour, and I wait, where did I take it? Just a little bit before the lunch hour. I believe I took something like here. Yeah, I probably took this trade. Had my stop around here, targeted the high here, and like this is exactly what you can take. Like, okay, my bias was long for the day. I didn't get anything. I was wrong. Okay, so I'm just still continuing to wait for the idea, and I have other ideas. If I don't get anything in a morning session, it's fairly easy to actually trade it these days, because this massive drop almost all the time means that we're going to get some type of retracement during the lunch hour, and that's exactly what we got, and I monetized on that. So that's a perfect example of how I was able to make money that day, even though I was incorrect with my bias. But now we inverse this gap. That's probably going to cause a move lower. If we inverse this back again, then I'm kind of thinking it is going to be high probability day, because market isn't in that point respecting this gap at all. Like you would want to see market respect the first fair value gap in some way at least. And maybe if we swept the low, I could accept the fact that we flipped the gap again. But definitely if we inverse this gap again and didn't take these lows, I would feel very uncomfortable trying to take anything to these highs, let's say. So that's definitely the case for me. So currently, I want to see a rejection down from this gap. So right now we're breaking back above the first floor valley gap here. So seemingly market is not respecting that at all. But now that we have reclaimed this, I would rather go long from this price action here, especially maybe because of we put on like a bullish parallel gap. Even though, although this is very small and possibly not very important gap, so. But yeah, that wick is massive. We're probably going to the next candle is going to be like drive higher, or then I mean not necessarily, but that's kind of how it looks like when you see like massive wick like that. So yes, it's pushing higher. So that's something I'm probably trying to go along here soon enough. If we can get some type of proper retracement. ES is pushing way too hard right now. We need to see like retracement candle now, like exactly now. If we push one more candle up, we're what we are like far too high. With NQ, I could get in somewhere here. Stop can be at the low like that, and the trade will look something like this. So I guess we'll see what happens here. Although the problem is that ES has a lot of range to drive lower. So let's say ES drives around here, that could mean that NQ is driving like here, and then have to move, and that would stop me out. So keeping that in mind, I don't really know if I want to risk like a large amount in here. Most likely not, but okay, I took a small position entry with that here, so that's like half of the size I usually take. And this has been the story of my life recently, taking small position trades, but I can't help it. Like for some reason, market just has been a little bit odd for me lately, and I just don't want to risk a lot. Like I figured out I can make fair amount of money, fair amount of potential gain, even though I risk 50% less than I would be technically allowed to. You know what I'm saying? But let's say currently I'm in a position where if price runs to my TP up here, I'm 1% up for the day. So that's totally fine. That's a good trade if I get 1% gain. So yes, it's running higher, but NQ is looking fine as well. I'm just hoping that we continue with a quick pace, so that there would be no need to watch this for a long time, because I don't want to do that. No one wants to. But that could be like an SMT as well, because ES is about to take the high here, and NQ is falling behind. So that's certainly, I don't know, could be problematic if market is bearish. But to my understanding, market is still bullish. At least, that's how I see it. So I just have to trust in my bias. That's what I try to tell myself. And currently, this could be even fair position to go break even now because we put on like an order block here. So this could be it would be totally fine to go break even here. And yes, as you can see, we are far higher with ES, so that could be problematic if ES puts on like a fair retracement, and we put on like a similar size of retracement on 9Q. That could fall low, like actually like into this new, let's say into this first fair value gap, like down here before, and then maybe run hard. But that's just something we have to accept. I'm actually going to go aggressively moving my stop at this low. So the position I'll let's do this actually. I will put trailed. That's my trail stop loss. So my stop loss is lying right there. I would say that's perfect because okay, it could trigger my stop and still run higher. I totally agree with that, but I wouldn't want to do that because there's chance of price being aggressive right now, or if it runs lower, then it's probably going to kind of gyrate here. Maybe do something like this. Maybe run then to the highs, but I don't wanna. I don't wanna be a part of the trade if that's something that's going to happen. So, but definitely looking good right now. There's no risk on the table, so no problems with this trade. Well managed and such. So yes, it's far higher. It has taken the high already, but the fact that we took the high and we put on like a retracement candle, but didn't really go aggressively down, is a good sign. And I want to see NQ now push higher. This could be our new order block, and you know, these order blocks are technically valid, but they don't need to hold. Like this is 1 minute time frame. Let's see, in 3 minute time frame, we have no order block here, so we could easily just look at this and see something like this play out, which would mean that okay, 1 minute time frame, this order block wouldn't, for example, hold because we get that type of retracement, but that's totally fine. I'm not gonna trail my stop at that order block because that's, to my liking, that's a little bit too aggressive, but unfortunately we are starting to see some type of retracement here. So okay, that's a big push. We don't actually have news, so that's just sort of like a random push. Or we do have some orange folder news now that I'm thinking of it. Forex Factory. So let's see what's up with Forex Factory. Yeah, there's nothing currently, and you can even see it from the time, like it's 9:56. If there's news, it's going to come out at 10 a.m. So that's the case pretty much. So let's see how this holds. Hoping for the best, but you know, I've detached my emotions out of this trade. I don't really care anymore. I usually try not to care, but you know, after I get the trailed stop loss to break even, then I'm able to kind of detach from the trade fully. Obviously, if it's very close to my, let's say, TP, that could be a little bit rough. If it like ran super close to the TP and then just smash lower, then that could be super irritating. But currently we are trading super close to my trailed stop. Let's see how price reacts in this area. Let's hope for the best, but I'm not going to lie. We are having like a bigger push lower now, and this SMT as well. So this looks, in a way, this looks fairly bearish. So this is probably gonna stop me out here on a break-even position. So it's totally fine. I don't really care. So that's why I'm just gonna chill. Yeah. Here now, even though we put on that SMT, if we flip this fair value gap here, that would look very good for longs. So that IFVG traders could even execute that as it in itself, like as a IFVG trade. And maybe I will add to the position here. That could be actually a good idea. I might actually do that. So I'll just see what my new order. Okay, I added to the position at the high here. So we basically have now two positions open. That's around 1-to-1. So yeah, fine. So ES is pushing clearly back higher, so I'm not really concerned about this at all. Let's just do it like this. I'll try to. Let's remove this. I don't really care. So we're kind of stalling right now. That's annoying, especially because we got the SMD. Like if I was in this trade with ES, the TP would have already got hit. So that's kind of like making me hesitate a little bit. So that's maybe not. That makes this trade not like a plus plus setup. This is like a setup. I wouldn't say A plus, but maybe that's the reason why I also raised a little bit less. But also, yeah, with this position we are break even. With this position, the stop loss is here. And yeah, we're kind of like gyrating around here. So I would want to see like we could easily push like with one candle through the high here. So that's what I want to see really. Yeah. I'll cut to the moment when we get a little bit more action here. So here we're pushing right now through the highs, but I really want to see a closure. If we weak again and close like here in the range, I don't like that. So ES is actually pushing through very important highs, so I maybe just close here. Yeah, I'm going to close. So this position was closed now because of that ES. I might just close that other one as well. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So the trade looks something like this. Maybe, some people would want to hold longer, but that's fair. 1.6 R, 0.6 R. So that's a little bit over to our trade in as it is, and you know what I'm saying. We just didn't catch enough pace If ES was following with NQ, I would totally still be in the trade. I wouldn't have closed anything. But the fact that ES is far higher, we put on SMT after SMT. ES takes very major high here, and NQ is failing to really displace higher. And on top of that, I was already fairly good in profit, so I just wanted to take the trade out from the table. Like, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. Like, I saw enough evidence for market to push lower, and probably it's still most likely when we see this kind of bullish action, it's most likely to maybe even run above these highs, and that's like absolutely massive monster trade if I held there. Obviously, that's not really my style, but we are not really putting even FVGs in this area. The price action just wasn't looking very great, so the best idea just in here was to close the remaining positions here. And you can see what's going on here. Now I closed them in good point. Now we are starting to push heavily lower, and that's mainly due to the fact that ES took the high here, and ES is, after taking these important highs, market likes to retrace. And this fair value gap could still hold, but I don't want to be a part of that type of trade. So the ideal situation what we would have here next is maybe if market liquidates this low, puts on like a fair value gap, structure, break structure higher, I could then go again long. But right now, I'm content with the day, and I made just short of 1%, so that's totally fine. That's fair amount of profit. Especially when price action is a little bit difficult. I may even have been incorrect with the fact that we are not going to take the high, but that's how professional traders make money. Even if they could be wrong, they could still make money by taking partials out and taking money out when they are in profit. And currently we broke structure lower. This could be easily like nice IFVG to short price lower. Now, as a pattern, that could work, but I don't really like the context where we're trading, so I wouldn't take shorts here. that just doesn't make me comfortable at all. So I would rather just wait and see what we will have. But yeah, I would say that's fairly well managed trade. If ES hadn't taken the high, I would be a little bit incontent with them how I managed that. But yeah, this just looks a little bit more choppy day. Like, clearly market is now willing to push again higher, but it's not very fun to be in this type of low resistance liquidity. Sorry, this high resistance liquidity run. So we're having, market is doing the liquidity run and going higher, but it's happening with high resistance, meaning that it chops a lot. And this is like an example of high resistance liquidity run. Low resistance liquidity run is that we just put like a couple nice candles, small retracement, and just move high quickly. So that's a low resistance liquidity run. But here, just market is just chopping around. Like, we're not putting many FVGs. So I'm very happy. So I'm just going to end the video here, and I might trade in PM session. Let's see. Most likely not, because the price action is a little bit nasty right now. But I will say I might try to take one more trade here. If we get like a clean displacement with fair value gap here, I could take a long here. But that being said, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and see you tomorrow.